Years ago, my office manager bought a flat iron to work because she wanted to straighten my natural hair while I was on the clock. And yes, I am serious. So at the time, I was working at a private medical practice out in Atlanta. And a few days before that, she had called me into her office because she said that the patients was complaining about my hair. At first, I honestly thought this lady was joking, y'all. When she looked at me and said, your hair wasn't like that when you interviewed, I knew she was serious at that point. So I explained to her that my hair is naturally curly. And when I interviewed, I had extensions in my hair, y'all. I had a quick weave in with the leave out. So it was the same length as my real hair and everything. So it looked like my hair. It just was straighter. So I explained that to her, and I told her, like, I get my hair silk pressed, but it doesn't stay that way when it's humid outside, because I was wearing my hair sometimes in like a silk press, and if it was humid that day, y'all, my hair would swell, but not into like a complete fro or anything. It would just, it'll get real poofy. So she told me that she believed my hair could get straighter because she had grandchildren who were biracial like me, and their hair gets straighter than mine. So I corrected her, and I told her, I said, I'm not biracial. And she responded and said, well, I have grandchildren that have hair like yours. So I simply explained to her again that my hair doesn't stay straight in humidity. And I left the conversation like that, and I thought that that was the end of the conversation. So a couple of days later, she calls me back into her office, and I'm already annoyed because that lady stayed calling me in her office for something. So as soon as I walk in the office, I noticed something smelled like it was burning or something. So y'all, this lady had actually bought a flat iron and a jar of grease to work because she wanted to straighten a section of my hair herself to prove that my hair could get straighter. She was like, I just want to, if you just let me do like this one section over here, I can do this one section and just show you how straight it can get. And I told her no. And I had to explain to her, I was like, first of all, I don't even use grease on my hair. And I wasn't comfortable with what she was asking to do. So after that, y'all, I went on to lunch. And while I was on lunch, y'all, I got to contemplating my worth. And I had determined that that wasn't worth it. I said, yeah, this ain't worth it. And so I never went back. So maybe probably about 30 minutes after it was time for me to return back to work, this lady come calling my phone and asking me where I was at. And I told her that I was at home and that I wasn't coming back. And I also told her that I would be filing for my unemployment because what had happened was completely inappropriate and unprofessional. Needless to say, that unemployment got approved. And now for anyone that's wondering, the office manager, she was a black lady. And the physician, the physician that owned the practice, he was a black man. And the majority of our patient population were black. I think that that's an important context because people often make assumptions when they hear stories like this. Now, looking back, what stays with me isn't even the flat iron. It's how comfortable people can be commenting on a black woman's hair. It's too curly, it's too big, it's too natural, it's too professional, or it's not professional enough. It feels like our hair is constantly being evaluated. My hair wasn't affecting how I cared for patients. It wasn't affecting my professionalism. It wasn't affecting my ability to do my job. It was simply my hair. Looking back now, I'm proud of the version of myself that chose to walk away. At the time, it felt scary. But today, I see it as one of the first times I truly chose myself. I didn't know it then, but moments like that were preparing me to stop shrinking myself for other people's expectations.